Yo guys, JJ here, and today I'll be walking you through how to make a Florida drill kind of beat, and that just means that real Boston Richie kind of vibe. JDotBreezy, YTB, Fatt, we've been seeing them popping all over Florida, doing their thing, and I think it'd be dope to break down a little tutorial of their beats. But before we get into the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Almost at 2k subs, big goals, big dreams, and a few giveaways when the time approaches. But with all that being said, let's just start the video. The first thing I want to break down for the melody when it comes to this, I started off with a nice little piano V3 with the basic home preset, and as you can see I did this in a G minor scale at 158 BPM. Typically these beats are like 150 to like 170, even 180 pushing, but the pattern's pretty simple. We have this nice little pattern's pretty simple. All we do is we climb downwards like this nice little ladder kind of pattern, from that D sharp into the D notes, 1 centimeter apart, giving tension, and then take it all the way down to that G and repeat it all over again, but we take it up to the A at the end for some variation. And then all I did is copy and paste it up to make a full 8 bar, and that's pretty much it. So this is what the main melody sounds like. As for the effects on this, pretty simple. EQ cutting off a lot of lows, and then very little Valhalla vintage verb. And next up, we have got ourselves this nice little bell preset, which is from my free essential kit. You can find it in my Instagram, which is now linked in the description. But it's a nice little tubular bell, and as you can see, the pattern is the exact same as that piano. Copy and paste it over, hitting the same exact notes, and that is it. So this is what the bell sounds like. On the effects again, very simple, cutting off my lows from the EQ, and then some Valhalla vintage with a bit more reverb on it. And as you can tell, the bell really gives that dark Florida energy. It's pretty much an essential, to be honest, as well. You hear it in almost older beats. After the next preset, we actually got ourselves a little instance of Purity. Very dope for these nice little synthy sounds, background elements, and I use a slow synth bank with a preset called The Dawn of an Age. Nice little pattern made over here as well. As you can see, we got ourselves a D sharp, a D, and it's literally just, as you can see, the 3 main notes of that bell and piano pattern, just dispersed throughout a larger frequency range. So we got a D up here, D sharp, and a G, copy and paste it to make the full 8, and that is literally it. So this is what it sounds like. As for the effects again, getting an EQ cutting my lows, then an instance of Portal just to add a bit more of a granular texture, some Soothe 2 to really reduce some harsher frequencies, of course a bit of Shaper Box because as you get to hear, the sound is literally panning left and right, giving it a bit more movement to the sample, and of course who can forget that Valhalla vintage verb. Nice little bit of reverb, a bit more on the ambient side, building more of a dark atmosphere. And next up we got another element. It's a nice little counter melody. It's called the Pizzicato Hall, butchered it, but it comes from the string spank in Expand 2, and literally the pattern is so straightforward. All I do is go back and forth between that G and that D sharp and just rinse and repeat the whole way through, pretty much building tension, giving it way more energy. And I clicked Alt R, as you can see, randomizing my velocity with this little knob here, giving it a bit more of a human touch. So this is what the strings sound like. On the effects, turning off my lows, ducking some harsh frequencies as well, and then only a bit of reverb, because again, all of it is a sound selection, not many effects are really needed for this stuff. And now for the final element of the sample, I have got myself an instance of the Mini V, and as you can see, I'm using this Casper preset, which is from the pads bank. All I did was build myself a nice little escalating pattern, climbing all the way up with that G, into a D, into that G again, but into an A sharp, and for variation, same pattern again, but take it into the A. For the effects on this one, got an EQ cutting some lows and reducing this frequency here. Used a bit of Soothe 2 to also duck some harsher frequencies. I add some RC20 to add a bit more color and a bit more of a vintage feel. And then last but not least, a heavy amount of reverb just to add a bit more ambience to the sound, because this is more like a texture used like in bridges or building up into stuff. So without further ado, this is what the sample sounds like. And now guys, it's time for the drums. And just remember, all these sounds are from my free essential kit. Link is in the description. But to now begin, we are starting off with a nice little clap pattern, and literally every third measure we got ourselves a clap hitting using this nice little thick clap. But next up we got a hi-hat using this nice little Breezy hi-hat from the kit. All I do is get this nice little floor bar made and then repeat it over. But to break it down, if we look over here, this is essentially just a half step roll at the beginning. You leave a little bit of space to create a bit of bounce as well. Add another half step roll down here, create a bit more bounce by making some space. Another half step roll down here, but as you can see, if you right click after highlighting, that's how you get like a very nice transition in terms of your velocity. And then the last thing I did over here was just do like a normal roll, not even a half step roll, as you can see, just a normal nice roll to round it off. So without further ado, this is what the clap and the hi-hat sound like. But now coming into the 808, of course, we have got ourselves a nice little pattern. All I do is follow the exact same root notes as the piano, as you can see, adding a bit more bounce, and then rinse and repeat again. However, I added a few more notes just to make it a bit more bouncier. And then when it comes to the kick, all I did was follow the same 808 pattern that I made, and then just lay the kick over, as you can see. So this is what the kick and the 808 sound like. And now for the final component of the actual beat, we're going to go through the perks. First one being a nice little record scratch from ROHXO's kit. Shout out to him. But I have it at the end of every 8 bar, just giving it a nice little bit of bounce. But then going back to my kit, we have got this nice little tick perk. Repeats every 4 bars, you can see. And it comes just after the second beat over here, giving it a nice little bit of a roll. And then last but not least, we all know the Zap perk, iconic for Florida beats. And same with all the other perks that have been used really. But as you can see, it comes over on the 4th measure of that 3rd bar, and then all I do is rinse and repeat it over to make a full 8. So now, without further ado, this is what the full beat sounds like. And folks, there we have it, a full tutorial on how to make some hard Florida beats. But if you've enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All the support is appreciated. And of course, I will be catching you guys in the next one. Peace.